Hi, and welcome to TalkRx with Dr. Neha. Today I have a special guest from London whose name is Paris. Hi, Paris.
Hey.
I am always so honored when people are willing to ask their communication questions in a way that other people can learn. So for that, I just want to say, I applaud you and I thank you for everybody who gets to watch.
No problem, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, and I love your accent.
Thanks.
So tell me, what communication question have you been thinking about, or what kind of a dilemma have you?
So I guess that one thing that's always I found really interesting about communication is when you hear two people having a conversation and someone's asking someone else if they want to do something or if they're busy at a certain time, and you hear the other person's response.
Yeah.
And you just know, even though you might not even know these two people, that one of them is giving a really flaky response and they're not really committed to what they've just verbally committed to.
Right.
That's something like a phenomenon I've always found really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what you're talking about is the way that two people make agreements, right? So this is a really agreements are made every day. It's like this. Hey, Paris, can you grab milk on the way home? I'll see you at the show at 6. Or all the way to, are we exclusive? Right? So it goes from really simple agreements to really complex agreements, right? And so when two people are talking and you're overhearing them at the gym or at the store or wherever it is, your question is around, what's going on there? How does that work? So why don't we just do a little exercise?
Sure.
And there's this movie called Inside Out, right? And it's a movie about emotions. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, so it's Disney Pixar.
Okay.
And it actually is coming out. Let's pretend it's coming out this weekend.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you 5 different times you're going to ask me 5 different times if I'd like to go to see this movie, Inside Out, this weekend. And I'm going to answer you differently 5 different times. And each time I want you to tell me if we're going to the movies.
Okay.
Okay? And so we'll do this whole little framework around agreements.
Sure.
Okay. You get to start and ask me. And you're going to just ask me the same question 5 times. But go ahead.
Do you want to go and see this movie Inside Out on Friday evening?
Oh, Inside Out? I didn't even know it was out. It's out already?
Yeah, the premiere's on Thursday, but on Friday it's at regular cinemas.
So are we going to the movies?
No.
Because what did I just do? This is a level 1 agreement. What I just did was, level 1, acknowledge that you spoke. Wasn't that nice of me?
I really appreciate when you do it like that, yeah.
So that's someone just acknowledging that the movie's going to be out this weekend? I didn't know that. Okay. Level 2. Do it again.
Hey, would you like to go and see this film called Inside Out on Friday night?
I have been dying to see that movie ever since we saw the trailer last fall. Are we going to the movies?
Nope.
Why not?
You haven't made any mention about whether we're going on Friday or not. You just made a comment about the movie.
Okay, but what level 1 was acknowledging you. Yeah. Level 2 was positive interest. You actually know I'm interested in doing this. I've been dying to see this ever since, right?
Yeah.
Okay, level 3.
Hey, would you like to go and see this movie Inside Out on Friday night?
Yes, I definitely want to go and see it. And so I have to finish some paperwork for this house that I'm living in. I have to get some insurance and take care of these things. So as long as I get that done, we're definitely going. So are we going to the movies?
No. I don't trust your ability to get the paperwork done. And this is New York, so something will come in the way.
Uh-huh.
We haven't even talked about what time it's on, so yeah.
You're not buying it?
No, I'm not buying you.
You're not buying it. Okay, so that's a level 3 agreement. And that's when I say the words yes, and I give you a qualified yes.
Yep.
I call that a California yes. It's like when the weather's really nice and everything's, you could go surfing or whatever it is. I have all these things, so I want to leave my options open.
Yeah.
Okay, so I tell you all the other things that need to happen. It's a level 3 agreement. Level 4.
Hey, would you like to go and see this film Inside Out on Friday night?
Yes. Are we going to the movies?
We might be if I followed it up with another question that said, these are the showing times, which one works for you? But I
Uh-huh.
still wouldn't be 100% confident at this
Okay.
stage. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question when we finish agreements.
Okay.
I'll talk to you about that in a second. So
Okay.
level 4 is a clear yes.
Okay.
I pretty much said yes. I
Yep.
didn't make any excuses. I said yes.
Yep.
Level 5.
Hey, would you like to go and see this film Inside Out on Friday night?
I would love to. You know what? My favorite theater is the Sundance Kabuki Theater. I am actually free for the matinee show at 1 o'clock on Saturday. How about if we do Saturday? Would that work?
Yeah, I could do 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah? Are we
Yeah.
going to the movies?
I'd say it's very, very likely that we are. Yeah.
You're a skeptic.
I am. Yeah.
You're a skeptic because that is a level 5. Once
Yeah.
we both say yes, details
Yeah.
confirmed, it's not like something else couldn't come up, but we're pretty much
Yeah.
going to the movies.
Sure.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you a question.
Sure.
So now that we've gone through the clear levels of agreements, what I believe happens when you overhear those two people kind of navigating agreements is they actually don't understand when there's an agreement and when there isn't, right?
Yeah.
Or if I really want to go, you really want to go to the movies with me. If I even acknowledge you and say, oh, I've been dying to see that movie, in your heart and head, you're saying, oh, got it, we're going to the movies. It also depends on how badly the person who's asking wants it to happen. So let's ask a dating question.
Okay.
Okay? So when you are asking somebody out, right, does it ever fluctuate inside you, right? Depending on how much you like someone, how clear you are about locking it in, right?
So we're talking
The
about
date.
arranging a first date, for example.
Right, a first date or a
Okay.
follow-up date or whatever it is. Are there times you find yourself not actually having the confidence and clarity that you just had with me around a level 5, right?
Yeah, I think that, especially if it's a first date and you don't know the woman very well, I think it'd come across really pushy if you were to wait till you got a level 5 commitment, right?
Right.
And I think you just need to make do with a level 3 in that situation. But if you've been dating someone for a while,
Yeah.
you can push for that level 5 commitment. But if you do it too early, you're going to scare a girl off. So
Okay. And then the other question I wanted to ask you is, where's your skepticism coming in when I've given you a level 5? Tell me what that's about.
I suppose from experience,
Okay.
just life experience. I think that, and as well because of the job I work in, my responsibility is to make sure there's absolutely no risks of certain events happening. So I'm kind of trained and programmed to always think of the worst case scenario, what are the risks, and then mitigate against them.
Uh-huh.
And that's probably helped me in personal relationships as well, and helped me understand when I'm getting what you call a level 5 or
Right.
what you'd call a level 2 or a 3.
Yeah. And what industry are you in?
So I work in sales in the software industry.
Uh-huh. And it seems like you're somehow in insurance or risk management or something.
No, it's not.
Is it making
it's,
deals?
It's
or?
not a certain vertical, but I'm responsible for closing business with, huge multi-billion-dollar organisations, and there's so many things that can go wrong,
Yeah.
even after someone has said yes, we're going to do this.
And the deal
it's
looks
just-
like it's done.
Yeah.
And it's not done.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this is the deal. Because this is your experience in your life, right? Pay attention to when that skepticism doesn't allow you to show up when somebody's really in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
So as in physically not showing up, or
Yeah, more like the skepticism or the fear might cause you not to believe that something is really as good as it seems.
Sure. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, and I think that might be where this shows up, and it might undermine, because you seem really clear about knowing when something's in agreement or not. It's just that it even goes farther than that, because even when it is an agreement, you're not sure you believe it. Right? It served you in many arenas. I just hope that moving forward, just pay attention, because there's a part of you that gets to let go and trust.
Yeah. So it depends on who the person is as well, right? If you know someone is a reliable person, you're more willing to take a level 2 or level 3 from them and think that's going to happen. Whereas if someone's very unreliable, you have to get level 5 from that person. My housemate, he will not commit to anything in
Yep.
advance. Always wants to keep his options open
Yep.
with guys or with girls
Yep.
or with family. So you know that with him, you have to get a level 5 for him to be brought in. Whereas a lot of friends I have, a level 2 is fine because we understand each other and we know that we'll make best effort to see each other. But if something comes up, that's cool. Everyone's got a busy life, right? So.
Right. So what you're talking about is the intentions. You trust your friend's intentions with you. And with your housemate, you actually don't trust that his yes or her yes means yes. Because what you're asking is...
I trust his intentions. His intentions are always yes when he says yes. Just he'll say yes to multiple things that are happening at the same time.
You don't trust his ability to put one thing in his calendar at once.
It's just his personal preference. Right. I mean, he's a very popular person that always has a lot going on.
Yep.
So, it's his prerogative to kind of do that and then decide what he wants to do more. Yeah. And that's led to him being successful in his life.
So how was this for you? Did you get any takeaways? Was there any ahas for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you say makes complete sense. I noted your word of caution about when skepticism can stop you understanding whether something's really there or not.
Yeah.
So perhaps that's something to bear in mind. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other idea is this is about self-trust, which is that it's okay sometimes if you get hurt because somebody backs out, right? It's about you trusting that you can handle what comes next. Because sometimes people will back out and sometimes you will get hurt. And you do your best to make that level 5 agreement, and then you trust yourself to handle what comes next. Yeah?
Sure.
So if any of you have struggled with trying to make commitments with people and not understanding how they fall through, or when you actually are someone just like Paris who really gets what a commitment is, and even when you have one, you don't trust that it's going to happen, be careful because it might undermine your relationships. Being too skeptical when you actually do have an actual agreement can also tire other people out. It can also drain you of energy. It might put some strain on your relationships. And the next step is, whether it's love, whether it's taking a risk at work, whatever it is, it's time to start trusting that you can handle what comes next. Thanks for joining us, and please drop me your questions. If you'd like to be a guest like Paris, let us know. Send me a tweet at #AskDrNeha, AskDoctorNeha, or write us in the comments below and tell us what you thought of this exchange and what your communication questions are. Thanks again.